Hi guys, my name is LaPortia Sumter. I wanted to come and do my testimony. The Lord has delivered me, and the Lord has been dealing with me about doing this for a while. I was nervous. I was scared to step out. I was scared to take a leap of faith, and it's like the Lord. It's like it wouldn't leave me. So I decided to do it today. Um, I was dibbling, dabbling in um, witchcraft and horoscopes. I was obsessed with watching horoscopes and um, I was trying to figure out what was going on in my life, how to get people to love me, to be obsessed with me, and like just whatever I had to do to keep them people in my life, I was trying to do. I grew up, I did not have the love of my father, and I didn't really have the love of my mother. Because I got given up for adoption. I don't necessarily given up for adoption, but my mom gave us away and went to live with foster homes. And it's like, I didn't never feel like I was loved by anybody growing up except my grandma Minnie. And rest her soul, she passed away. And after that, I just went downhill. I was like, I lost all my love. All the love I known was gone after she passed away. But anyway, okay, so it's like when I got 18, I just was out there, full blown out there. I was doing all kind of drugs. Well, no, I wasn't. I was doing smoking weed. I was smoking cigarettes, and I was always chasing men. Like I would turn my back on anybody that loved me for men. Like to chase. I was trying to get that love that I never experienced from my father through a man. And last year, that's when God changed my life. Um, God changed my life last year, and Lord, God changed my life last year, and I've been set free ever since. Last year, I was when I started messing with witchcraft. I started getting into horoscopes and trying to conjure up things to get these two men to love me. I wanted the first man more than I wanted the second man. Then if the first man to make me happy, I go to the second man. The second man to make me happy, I go to the first man. I was doing a lot. I was doing drugs then, and I was just turning my back on everybody in my life except those two men. Like those two men had me like hypnotized, and especially the first one. It's like I would choose the first man over anybody. Like I was only messing with those two people, but it's like at first, man, I feel like I could not leave him alone for to save my soul, and it was like I was doing all this stuff. But anyways, demons started coming to me, and um, like witches were coming to me. I started picking up a lot of spirits on me. Then I started seeing like vultures being around the house. I've never seen vultures being around the house. It's like unclean birds start coming around, and um, demonic presences. I could feel the presences. That's how strong they were. Like the full evil. They feel like they wanted to kill you. They wanted to just take you. And then like when I was messing with it, I would hear the evil. I would hear the enemy saying like, I want your soul. You have to give me your soul to like do stuff for me. And he was like, I was messing. I wanted to be like divination. I was doing everything to try to get these men to love me. And one night, I think these people I was watching, the psychics I was watching, they was trying to sacrifice me to the demons. I think they was trying to sacrifice me, because one they talk about this spiritual awakening and all these opening the chakras and all these uh, listen to this music, the chakra music or something, and energy music to get you to calm down, trying to go into the spiritual realm. Do not ever do that. Um, that's when they act like they were showing me that I was in heaven or something. I don't know. And I seen me sitting at the table with the Lord, and I guess they had to be the disciples and stuff. We were eating, and then all of a sudden, it was like, go outside. So I jumped up. I'm like full of joy. Go outside. I was always outside looking for moons and looking for like the solstices and all that stuff that happened to like, and they said when this be the, like, that's when you conjure up stuff and all this stuff. Anyway, I went outside and it was like, well, are you ready to go home with me? Are you ready to be home? You're going to heaven. And I ran outside, and it was like, well, you need to kill yours. Like, you got to jump from these cars, and then, like, you'll die and be with me. So I jumped in front of like 4 cars, and the cars would stop. Like, they never hit me. I was really scared. I was really, really scared. I was like losing my mind. I couldn't sleep at night. I was getting attacked by demons in my sleep. I was up watching horoscopes all day and night. I could not focus. I had no focus. I was seeing demonic faces through pictures on the walls and stuff like that. Like, one picture had moved out the half of the frame, and the face was evil, and it was smiling. Like, it was crazy. But one night I was asleep. Okay, let me talk about that. But yeah, one night, let me tell you about that first. One night I was asleep, and it was the Lord. It was like, LaPortia, get up. And I felt, when I woke up, it was like complete blackness was around me. It was like, it was so many evil spirits was around me, and I could feel they were evil. Like, they wanted to rip me apart. They wanted to kill me. You could feel they wanted to hurt me. Like, I could feel they wanted to hurt me, and they kept trying to get me to give them my soul, but I would not give them my soul. So, I heard this scream in the basement. I was upstairs. I heard this scream in the basement, and it was the most horrific screeching scream I've ever heard in a scary movie or anything. This scream sent chills throughout my body. It terrified the life out of me. There was a witch or something running around the basement, and I was like, okay, like, that's when I started trying to, but I think it was like a couple days for that, I started trying to get myself right. I started watching this like spiritual awakening and stuff like that, but I was going about it the wrong way. But the Lord knew everything was going on, so He was trying to get me to Him. So I started reading the Bible every now and then and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna get my life right. And then it's like, when I wanted to get my life right, they start coming at me like full force. That's when, a couple of days after I heard that scream, and then I just grabbed the Bible. I grabbed 2 Bibles, and I started running around the living room and the kitchen. I'm running around through the house praying, and it was always spiritual. I was spiritual. I was like 12 o'clock in the midnight until 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But yeah, I was running around with these Bibles, and all of a sudden my body would start spinning. Like, I was spinning uh, uncontrollably. I couldn't stop spinning, and I think the Lord, now I know that the Lord was reversing those spells. All those spells I was doing, everything I was doing, He was reversing them off of me, because when I would do it, I would go in the bathroom and puke. And when I puked, it was like dark red, like brown, like black. Like, I was puking spirits up. Um, so I had to do that a lot. It's like my body was automatically spinning. I couldn't stop it from spinning. Every time I would get the Bibles, my body would just start spinning around, and I would be praying and saying, quoting the scriptures, like the scriptures I knew. I would start quoting them, but I would be absolutely terrified. Even when I start, it's like, but when I start quoting those scriptures, I started getting strength. I wouldn't be afraid no more, and I would just knew like God was with me. God was protecting me. Okay, so one night, I think it was the night I seen that the picture come half of the frame was real evil and whatever. I felt the Lord was around me. Like, I was looking around, I was like, Jesus. And I came and knelt in front of Him, and the presence was so strong. It was something I never forget long as I live. The presence was so strong. I was, as soon as I got on my knees, I was at such peace in that presence. I knew it was the Lord. I was such at peace. I started falling asleep on the floor. That's how peaceful that presence was. It was the Lord. And this is what the Lord said to me. He said, I am in front of you, and the devil is behind you. As soon as He said the devil was behind me, this cold breeze flew by me, behind me, and I got so fear. You could feel it was evil. It like ran past me, and I turned around like real quick and looked, and I got so scared. But I knew the Lord was with me. But it was like, I knew I had to fight these demons. I was fighting demons. I would see demons in the basement. I was fighting so many demons in that house. It was unbelievable how many demons I had to fight. They were trying to get me back. I stopped watching horoscopes. I think I stopped watching them. Yeah, I started watching them. I stopped watching them. But it was like, I had been watching for so long. I feel like I did not know how to live without those horoscopes. So, something happened. Anyway, I moved out. Okay, no, I gotta go back to that part. When I was trying to run in front of the cars that kept stopping, and I would get so scared. I would like do a little run, and then I stop, or the cars would always stop, and God's hand was mightily upon me that night. I'm pretty sure He had millions of angels around me, because nothing was forming that was trying to form. No weapons were forming that was trying to form. So I was going down the road, and then all of a sudden I started hearing like these big footsteps, like. And it made me think about the in the Bible when it said the woman was running with her baby, and the devil was chasing her through the wilderness or whatever, and the God let the earth swallow up He sent a flood and the earth swallowed it up and all this stuff. That's how I felt. I was like I was saving my baby. Like I don't know what, I don't know. It was so weird. And I was running. I started hearing these footsteps, and they was chasing me. And I was turning around. I was so filled with fear. The footsteps, they was running. As soon as I started running, I lost my shoes and everything. I had to go back and get my shoe. The footsteps were louder and louder. They were chasing me, and I ran down. It was a nursing home at the end of the road I lived on. And at the time, I never went in a nursing home. I just knew it was there because I always heard the doors were locked. But anyway, the night that I went in there, then I ran there. It's like I didn't know where else to go, but those footsteps was louder and louder, and it was faster and faster. I was getting chased by evil, and I ran in there, and the doors opened. When I ran there and pulled the doors, they opened. And I flew in there, and I was like hyperventilating. I was having these major anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I was hyperventilating, and then the nurse was like. They was like, "Are you okay?" Whatever. I was like, "I have to use the bathroom," and I was looking around at all the old people, whatever, and the elderly people, and then I was like freaking out so bad because I could hear like a banging on the door. It was like a loud boom. And then I was like, please don't let them in. They're going to kill me. I was really stroke. I was crying, and they was trying to calm me down. And then I just collapsed. I passed out. So when I woke up, I was calling. I was like, where's my husband? It was the man that I was obsessed with. His name I was calling. And I was like, call my husband and all this stuff. And then I was just out of it. And they was like, what's his number? I cannot remember his number for anything. But it's like the number started coming to me. And one of the nurses, it was a dude. And he was like, I thought he was an angel. He was really nice. I surrender. I don't know, but I really thought that man was an angel. So, they was calling for me. He wouldn't answer but this was Christmas Day, y'all. Christmas Day last year. And they called him. We wouldn't answer the phone or whatever. So we was not together. I was just so obsessed with that man. I was putting that in my head. I was putting our wedding in my head and planning our kids and doing all kinds of future. That's how obsessed I was with that man. I was calling all these archangels. They was not really the archangels. They were evil spirits. So they say your spirit guides are watching over you. All that stuff, that is demons. They're not angels. They're archangels. All that stuff to be saying, it's not true. It's lies. They are demons. Okay, so I was in this room, a room across from where I was laying on the floor. They propped me up, whatever. They were trying to see if I could stand up, but I don't think I could stand up at the time. But then I just got up and sat in the chair. And it was like that room kept feeling like it was an escape room to me, like an emergency room, like an escape room. I kept looking at it. But then when I looked around me, all the old elderly people was looking like demons in the face. It scared me so bad. Got so scared. I was like, oh my God, please, like, don't let them get me. When I ran that room, and it was like, I started hearing like the banging on the door, and then I said, don't let them in. It was like, she was like, nobody's gonna come in here. She made the people lock the door. She was like, nobody's gonna get you, whatever. And the demons were banging on the doors or whatever, but all the elderly people started looking like demons in the face. It was like the scariest thing ever. And I went in that room, and then she was like, we're calling the police. The police came, and they were about to take me to jail. They thought I was like super high up and stuff like that. I wasn't even high. I was just, that's how traumatized and how many demons were on me, and how, I don't think they were on me. They weren't on me. They were trying to get me back because I left. That's how much I was under attack by demons. Like, I was losing my mind. I still was smoking and stuff though. I still was doing drugs, but I don't think I did. I think I did. I did smoke. I smoked. So, uh, um, the police came. They was like trying to lock me up or whatever. They was like going to. And I was telling them like what happened, all that stuff. But I had this pillow, and I thought it was my baby. I was like, please don't let me get my baby. They're gonna kill my baby. And I left the pillow. I was like, the pillow was like, I kept hearing the pillow was the dude's name. The child of the dude I was obsessed with was like, his name was the child's name. Like, the third. He was the third. Well, I'm not gonna put the people's names out there, but he was his son, and it was a pillow. But my phone, I had a phone with me that didn't even work. And I was typing, like, it kept saying, you need help. The phone kept saying, you need help. And I kept typing his name and the baby's name. And, like, God or something like that. I kept typing it. And then all of a sudden, like, I was going, they was taking me outside. It was like, we're going to take you home. You're going to be okay. And I was to the police officers. So I left the pillow there, and I was like, my pillow's in a safe place now. So I left the pillow on the counter. So I left with the police officers. I was about to leave with them, and like, all those numbers, like the 333s and all that stuff, that's angel numbers. Those stuff is fake. Every time I seen those numbers, I would start freaking out in my head. Like, if I knew it was a bad number, everything, I started making like everything was bad and all that stuff. Like, this stuff would have you traumatized in your head. They would destroy you. Those demons will destroy you. Okay. So when I was about to get in the car, one of the police officers, and I could feel like bad vibes, like I was in the wrong car. But when I came outside, it was this man was standing there, and he had like a dark ambience of him, and he looked really evil. Like, I think there was demons out there. The demons was out there, and angels was out there. But they were trying to get me. So I got in that car, and I was like, no, let me out of here. I'm in the wrong car. I was beating on the police car, like, let me out of here. I'm in the wrong car. So they let me out of here. They went to my dad's, was up the road, and the next day, I didn't even have the phone with me the whole time. The phone wasn't even with me, but it was there. Isn't that weird? And then they went to my dad's. My dad was up the street. That's who I was staying with at the time. So they went to my dad's, and then they was talking to my dad about it. I was like, no, let me out. Like, no, I'm in the wrong car. I gotta get to my husband. And I went in the house and got my phone, I think. And then let me go get my phone or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I love my dad. And my dad was crying. And whatever. And I was trying to play it off. Like one nothing happening, one nothing wrong or whatever. And then it was this other police officer, and for some reason I thought he was Jesus. I was like, this is the man I'm supposed to be with. He was really nice, and I was sitting in an abandoned house. I was just like losing my mind. And like, I was sitting in an abandoned house. I got the police car and went to the abandoned house and sat there because it looked like the dude's house. The dude I was obsessed with, it looked like his house, but it was abandoned. That was so wild. So I was sitting on the steps. I went and tried to open the door and go in there. And I was sitting on the bottom of the steps to the police officer came like, what are you doing? And I was like, I live here. And I was like telling them I lived at that abandoned house. And they was about to take me to a psychiatric ward. They was about to take me somewhere. But anyway, I was like, y'all, please take me to my husband's house. So I started telling them directions of how to get to the man I was obsessed with house. And this man had a whole girlfriend. And he told me. And I knew about it, and I still just couldn't anything he said, like he took something, he did not want to be with me. It's like, this man chased me for 15 years, and then when he got me, he didn't want to have nothing to do with me after he got what he wanted from me. He used me for money. I gave him hundreds of dollars all the time. I was always there when he needed me. He would take her to work and then come and get me. I'd be at his house. And then she got pregnant by him, and I still was messing with him and everything. But anyway, he was with her. It was Christmas time. They was together at his house, and her children, his children. So it's like, I told the police officers, they took me there. It was this white car kept riding around. I was like, this is Jesus. That white car just felt like Jesus. The man felt like Jesus, and the white car felt like Jesus. I was like, okay, I'm protected. So the police officers, I had to beg them to take me to that man's house. And he lived like probably like 15, 20 minutes away from me, where I was staying at the time. So the police officers took me there. By the time we got there, we got almost there. My phone, I know I started hearing like, it's almost time. I kept hearing that he was gonna die. I just started hearing all kind of stuff. I was like, no, he's gonna die. We have to save him, Lord. We have to save his soul. And then I called him. I was like, you're gonna die. The Lord told me to tell you that your time is running out. You're gonna die. And I was crying, stuff like that. He's like, what is going on? What are you talking about? I was like, and I told the police officer, like, call my husband. Like, and the police officer got on the phone and he was like, what is going on? The police officer was telling him what's going on. He's like, are you a husband? He was like, no, I have a girlfriend. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, she's crazy and all of this stuff. Like, and the police, we got to the top of the hill, and his house was 2 houses over to the front of the hill. And the police officer would not take me there because he told the police officer he was not my husband. So the police officer was like, well, I'm not taking you there because he doesn't want you there. I was like, well, take me to my grandma's, because my grandma lived on the other side where he lived at. So I was going to go to my grandma's and walk to his house. I didn't care about that woman being there or no. Then I was like, this is my husband. So, he was like, well, I'm not going to let you go there. He was like, you're either going to go back to your dad's or you're going to go to jail. So I was like, well, I guess I'll go back to my dad's. And I was crying all the way there. And it hurt me that he didn't want, I'm just freaking out. I went through this horrific night. He was not there for me. He did not care. He did not check on me. He got a phone. It's like, why are you trying to do this? You're trying to ruin my family. I'm with my family right now. You're trying to ruin my home. You're trying to do stuff. I'm like, what? You told me all these lies, how you wanted to be with me. I was going to be your woman and all of this stuff. Like, I gave you hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for your kids, for yourself, to help pay your rent. Like, I was just doing a lot of things for him, and I've never done for nobody. And he did not even have wanted nothing to do with me. And that night, it's like it set in, like, it broke me. It really did. And then it's like I went back to my dad's and I just grabbed my dad. My dad just hugged me. I was crying. I was so heartbroken. I was like, Dad, I'm sorry. But the demons would still not leave me alone. The demons were still trying to attack me. They were still trying to get me back. And I was low-key still watching horoscopes. I did. And it was the point, like, I could not go to sleep. Like, I don't know. It was like obsessed with watching horoscopes. And then, I was like drawing little symbols with my fingers and with my toes. I was doing things. So it's like, there was like the conjuring of things I was doing with my body. So, after that, I left. Like, I moved out. But I was so traumatized. That boy, he would not leave me alone. They both would leave me alone. The horoscopes, they kept talking about they both wanted me. Like, everything the horoscope said, I believed it. It was lies. Whatever you put your mind to believe, that's what's really gonna start happening. But that's the devil's mind battlefield is your mind. Like, I really believe in these people as my husbands and all this stuff. And like, every time they said it was going to come and get me and all this stuff, they did. They would appear. And this what made me believe, like, every time they said anything, it happened. And it's like I did it because they have monitoring spirits watching you. The demons have monitoring, the devil has monitoring spirits watching you, your every move. So that's how they know so much about you, because if you have demons on you and demons around you, they watch you and monitor your progress and stuff all day and go report it back to Satan. So that's how they know so much about you. But yeah, I moved out and I kept feeling traumatized by that, but I wasn't doing it anymore. It's like I was dabbling in it, but then I started going to church. I went to church one day, church behind my home. I went to church and I got saved. I feel like I needed to go up there and give my life to the Lord and stuff like that, and I did. I started reading the Bible and everything, but then I was like still dabbling, watching horoscopes. I know he's not blowing for me to come out here, and I ain't got no